In the heart of ancient Mesopotamia, where the first cities rose and legends were born, there lived a king like no other. This is the story of Gilgamesh, 2/3 god, 1/3 man, a mighty ruler feared by all, but loved by none, and the untamed beast man who would become his greatest friend. Together they would battle monsters, defy gods, and seek the secret to immortality itself. This is their epic journey. Gilgamesh was the king of Uruk, a city of towering walls and golden glory. But he was cruel, arrogant. He ruled with strength, not wisdom. The people cried out to the gods for relief. The men and women in Uruk are oppressed and exploited by Gilgamesh. For the young men, it is conjectured that Gilgamesh exhausts them through games, tests of strength, or perhaps forced labor on building projects. The people pray to God for all the suffering they suffered at the hands of the ill-tempered Gilgamesh. The gods respond to the people's pleas by creating an equal to Gilgamesh who will be able to stop his oppression. The great god Anu creates a wild man of superhuman strength called Enkidu to put a full stop to all the evil doing done by Gilgamesh. Some sources say that the goddess Uruk created Enkidu in a step. And so, the gods answered. From the earth they created Enkidu, a wild man of the forest, strong as a storm, raised by beasts, untouched by civilization. He is spotted by a hunter whose livelihood is being ruined because Enkidu is uprooting his traps. Word reached Gilgamesh of this strange creature living among animals. Curious, and perhaps even threatened, he sent a temple priestess to bring Enkidu to the city. When Enkidu arrived, he challenged Gilgamesh, face to face, in the streets of Uruk. Stone cracked, dust flew, but when the dust settled, something incredible happened. After a fierce battle that went on for eternity, Gilgamesh finally gained the upper hand and won the battle. However, he was overawed by the strength and power of Enkidu. Enkidu also acknowledges Gilgamesh's superior strength, and out of mutual respect, they both became friends. They didn't hate each other, they respected each other. From rivals, they became brothers, bound by blood, honor, and adventure. Together, Gilgamesh and Enkidu set off on a legendary quest to defeat Humbaba, the monstrous guardian of the cedar forest. No one had ever returned alive. With axes in hand and hearts full of fire, the two heroes stormed the sacred woods. They fought the demon and won. The trees fell, and with them, Humbaba's reign ended. But the gods do not forget those who challenge their creations. News of their victory spread. Even the goddess Ishtar took notice. She offered her love to Gilgamesh, but he refused, mocked her, insulted her. Enraged, Ishtar summoned the bull of heaven, a divine beast that scorched the land with fire. But together, Gilgamesh and Enkidu stood tall. They killed the beast too. But now, the heavens themselves were watching, and the gods decided one of them must pay. Sickened and cursed by the gods, Enkidu fell ill. He suffered terribly, and in his final moments, he looked into Gilgamesh's eyes and asked the question every man fears. Am I to die too? Will I not live forever? For the first time, Gilgamesh knew fear, not of death, but of being forgotten, of fading into nothing. So Gilgamesh left Uruk. He wandered the world alone, seeking Utnapishtim, the only man to survive the Great Flood and gain eternal life. After a long and perilous journey, Gilgamesh arrives at the twin peaks of Mount Mashu at the western end of the earth. He comes across the tunnel of the sun god Shamash, which no man has ever entered, guarded by two scorpion monsters, who appear to be a married couple. The husband tries to dissuade Gilgamesh from passing, but the wife intervenes, expresses sympathy for Gilgamesh. He crossed oceans, faced trials, battled despair, until finally he stood before the immortal man himself. There is no permanence. All things must end, even kings. Utnapishtim told him the truth. There is no secret, no spell, no potion. Mortality is the price of being human. Utnapishtim tells Gilgamesh that at the bottom of the sea there lives a boxthorn-like plant that will make him young again. Gilgamesh tries to stay awake for 6 days, fails, then finds a plant hidden beneath the sea, the plant of rejuvenation. He found it, the answer, the key to youth, but fate had other plans. Gilgamesh bathes in a river, a snake slithers in, steals the plant, sheds its skin, escapes, and just like that, immortality slipped away. Defeated, Gilgamesh returned home, his body worn, his soul weary. But something had changed. As he walked the streets of Uruk, he saw what he had built, what he had created, not just stone and brick, but legacy. Maybe immortality wasn't about living forever, maybe it was about being remembered. The Epic of Gilgamesh is more than just an ancient tale. It is the first story ever written, a mirror held up to humanity, our fears, our desires, our search for meaning. And thousands of years later, we're still telling it. What will your legacy be? If you enjoyed this journey through ancient history and myth, hit that like button, subscribe for more epic stories, and don't forget to drop your thoughts in the comments below. What lesson did you take from Gilgamesh's story?